Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what is going on, everybody? Oh boy. Oh, look at that. Looks like the page is crashing, dude. It's just one thing after another. What's going on, everybody? Mingus over there on Kick, of course. I can throw these impromptu streams out there, and I can always count on Big Mingus showing up on Kick, man. I kind of get the impression you just hang out on Kick all the time, bud. It's all good. It's good to see you. Hyperborean, what's going on, man? Yeah, you could also call this the last minute edition of the Drewcifixion Live. Holy shit, dude. It has been a crazy last 24 hours, just busy as shit. Worked late yesterday. As soon as I get off, I rushed to the Morton Red show. That was great. And then we got out of there about like 1 o'clock, come back home, have to be at work at 5 this morning. And then as soon as that's over, got to drive like an hour away, you know, taking the family in for outings. I literally just got home and I've had like 3 hours of sleep. But I did promise a stream. And I'm a man of my word, so I'm trying to make that happen. What's going on, everybody, as they slowly pile up in here, because I did not have the chance to set up the stream earlier and give heads up of what time it was going to start. So this really is random as shit. Cool of you all to show up. You also notice there's no drum set here, right? Yeah, the drummer has his kit out and about, playing shows with another side project that he is in. So it's a little spacey in here. Gonna give me an opportunity to maybe rearrange some banners, maybe vacuum the floor, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Keep it all guessing. Whatever you're watching this on, if you want to, whatever streaming service you're watching this on, you want to help out the stream for free, hit the like. Whether it's on X, on Kick, on Rumble, on YouTube, we are live on all of those as we speak. We will be dropping YouTube after about the first 30 minutes or so. You can also pick you up some Drewcifixion merch here at tpublic.com. And if you donate, do it here on Rumble. Do it through Rumble. Do not do it through YouTube. YouTube sucks. I actually really hate YouTube. And every time I go to a live show and people recognize me, they always ask me that, and I always tell them the same thing. The hell with YouTube. But it is good to see you folks. It's good to be back here. We definitely got some tunes. Nope, way too employed for that. Oh boy. You ain't fooling me. You ain't fooling me, Mingus. He sends 3 Pepe memes. Alright, I believe you, bud. I believe you. Just when I'm on the Kick page, like the setup, I've always said the setup looks probably the best on Kick out of every other platform. It's just everything I see on the home screen, like, instantly would just drive me away. Now, there's probably all kinds of stuff. I've never browsed the site. I have no idea exactly what they do over there. I just know what Kick is known for is, like, the last thing I would ever want to spend my time watching is you know, the IRL streams, there's the looks maxing stuff, then there's, like, the party guys. It's kind of just seems like a little bit like a hub of, like, normie degeneracy. But I gotta say, so far the platform's been good to me, so I'm not gonna knock it too hard, man. But we're gonna play some tunes, and when you see this, that means we are knocking out YouTube. Head over to Rumble, Kick, or X to continue with the stream. But we got some good stuff, man. I realized when I was setting this up that I needed to add a Vaughn song because I'm wearing my Vaughn shirt, and I love Vaughn. Good stuff. So we're gonna play some Satanic Blood.
Right, Satan, right, Satan, right, Satan, right, Satan.
Fuck yeah, man. Goddamn love. I love Vaughn, dude. That I just have to wonder, man, do they really realize, like, I guess you can't say that had a huge impact on black metal, but like, to me, that is like a go-to release of theirs, and it was all just done like in-house as a demo. It's fucking crazy, dude, because all the tracks are so good, it's so raw. The production for that blasting black metal, it's really kind of like war metal-ish. Like, most of it is, you know, it's not super ambient and stuff. I think, to me, like, that release, that comp, Satanic Blood Angel, just like blows away most of the Norwegian shit from the 90s. So I don't know. I've been a big fan since first listen. I was like, dude, this shit is so fucking good. But I've been rocking a bootleg of it for years, man, because I can never find it on CD. I know Vaughn does some stuff like after that, and they even like re-recorded some of the tracks. But it's everybody in the know knows that it's not the same. Hyperborean says, sorry if I'm not talking much in the chat right now. I'm learning some GBK on bass, to which of course I inquire what track. Says he's working on Shimham Farash right now. I've been taking breaks from it here and there to do Goat of 1,000 Young. Yeah, we actually played in Infuriator. We played a house party last year, and we tossed out a cover of Shimham Farash. I think there might be a video of it. I might have to play it sometime. I would have to get it. I don't think I ever took it off the camera's SD card, but yeah, we played it live at a house party, like out in the woods at night. That's a great track, man. Great track. And of course, Metal AB is here. What's going on, man? It is good to see you. And I saw Mingus said something. Yeah, he says, and this is very true. He says, Kick just works perfectly. No lags for some reason. Rumble really lags for me on the lives. You know, obviously I don't know what it's like to view the Drewcifixion streams live on Rumble, but I do listen to some Rumble lives from time to time, and I have that exact same problem. I always just figured it was because, like, a lot of times I'll be working and have an earbud in, and sometimes it makes me wonder if, you know, if I'm walking around, if my phone's losing connection or something. But yeah, it might just be could just be a Rumble thing, which really sucks. But yeah, now that you mention it, that does happen quite a bit, so that probably is a Rumble thing. That is unfortunate. You know, there's ups and downsides to everything, man. That's what I'm always explaining to people. Like, the upside of Rumble is the free speech stuff. The downside is, like, unless you have a contract with Rumble, you're just going to get buried. There's no growth on Rumble. There's no promotion. Rumble's not growing. If anything, Rumble's going the other way at this point. It is still nice to have the outside medium, though. I just don't know what really will be better. Kick, you can get it out there, but Kick, it's like, to get big on Kick, it seems like you have to be one of these, like, party boy guys, one of these guys that goes to nightclubs, or I'm saying like the fresh and fit kind of, I guess, like the Manosphere or whatever the fuck. I mean, not that I expect a underground extreme metal channel to get big. It really wouldn't even make sense if it did. I'm just saying, like, you know, you kind of want steady growth. You kind of want like a little bit of growth as you go. You don't want to just absolutely stay where you are. And the funny thing is, because I get asked about, like, dude, are you still doing streams and all that kind of stuff every once in a while? The funny thing is, I lost the YouTube channel, right? And so I'm doing it on Rumble, but I actually get as much, if not a little bit more traction through Rumble than I did with YouTube when I had 10 times the subscribers, which is absolutely fucking bizarre. Hyperborean says, might be a stupid question, but are you into Crucifier? I actually have Crucifier in the playlist tonight. I've seen them live. They were at Destroying Texas Fest year before last. So, yeah. Super Coven, what's going on, man? Yeah, we're going to play some shit before we knock YouTube out of here. I'm going to play some Japanese stuff, man. You guys like Abigail? I know there's a bit of delay. Actually, I think there's a bit more delay through... Mingus cracks me up. I think there's a bit more delay through Rumble than there is when you're just going straight to YouTube. And I think there's less delay on Kick as well. So, say what you will about them dudes over at Kick. They've got that algorithm figured out. Of course, tonight's show brought to you by an HEB knockoff brand of Diet Dr. Pepper. Going down smooth. Gotta knock it out, man. I need some caffeine after this day. Old Drew's running on fumes, man, but he's gonna make it work. Gonna make it work. Hells yeah, I love to see a Saturday stream. Yeah, Friday couldn't work because I was at the Morden Red show last night, and they were awesome, by the way. If you were into, you know, if you're into Morden Red and you're in the San Antonio area, they're playing in San Antonio tonight. They did Houston last night, and they're in San Antonio tonight, and Dead by Dog is at the end of the month. They'll be out there in Ohio with a badass lineup of predominantly Texas bands. If you're in that neck of the woods, man, I would definitely check that out, man. Morden Red, they're the coolest fucking guys. They're great live. The new release, I actually just got the new release. I don't have it over here. I think it's in the car now. But I love it. Revik always throws in all these little bonus perks and shit like that. So yeah, shit just makes me laugh. I was talking to him about it last night, man. That motherfucker just cracks me up, dude. He's hilarious. And they're so good live, man. They're so energetic and entertaining. It's awesome. Gonna finally see them at Dead by Dog, though. Awesome. Oh, yeah, dude. They're great. You're gonna get to see Hexea and ETD. That's like a Morden Red, Hexea, ETD. That's like a badass trio of Texas extreme metal, man. You're gonna love it. Hopefully, and it's, dude, and here's the thing, especially with Morden Red, the more packed the venue is, like, the more energy that they have. So if you're going to see them at Dead by Dog and there's going to be like a fuckload of people, and a fuckload of people who are like fresh to Morden Red, probably haven't seen them live, that's going to be a great goddamn show, man. So if you're over there, Ohio, what is that, on the 1st of August, right? Hit that shit up, dude. Check them out. All those bands are great. And then Lord Humongous is awesome. I've played a couple of shows and Infuriator with Lord Humongous. They're awesome live. Again, really entertaining. So yeah, dude, you sons of bitches are in for a treat. But yeah, I'm gonna play some fucking Abigail, man. Nuclear Warheads. Fucking internet don't crash over here. Jesus Christ. There we go. Fuck yeah. Oh, Japan and Hail Abigail. What is your favorite Abigail release, man? I think that one, Ultimate Unholy Death, but I think that's like a comp, right? Sweet Baby Metal Slut, maybe? Perhaps. But yeah, it's good stuff. Good good raunchy rock and roll. The earlier shit's a bit more like, you know, black metal-y and all, but it's all good, man. It's all fucking good. All the Abigail I've ever heard. But that is another one of those bands that has like fucking infinite amount of split releases. Like, holy shit, man. Let me go to Metal Archives. Look this shit up real quick. You go to Metal Archives and type in Abigail. Let's see, Abigail from Japan. So the list is Black Thrash. Dude, these motherfuckers give Nunslaughter a run for their money. Just go through and look at all the goddamn releases. Holy shit. I wish it just put a number on all of them. So their first demo is 1992. I actually didn't even realize they were that old. But yeah, they were more black metal-y back then, but they really, like, once they found their thing, they really fucking laid into it. Ooh, a Kamikaze Metal Attack compilation from 2025. Of course, the album cover looks badass. Yeah, I need to get my hands on some more of this. Abigail, and that's one of those bands that you can actually find on Discogs, or at least you used to be able to. I don't know how much they've non-heteroed Discogs, because Discogs is already pretty bad, but you know how that stuff goes. Which, speaking of which, is why we're going to be knocking out YouTube here in a little bit. If you're watching on YouTube, it looks like we have a lot of people watching on X right now. Like, guys, if you head over to Rumble, your chat will appear up on the screen here. On YouTube, it will as well, but we're about to drop YouTube. Your chat on Kick and your chat on X does not show up on the stream here. So if you want to join the chat, man, we'll sit here and riff our asses off the second hour, because I haven't had time to download a bunch of the links and stuff. We normally do some, you know, we check in on the minorities, I guess we could say, because we're on YouTube. We got to keep it PC. And I haven't even had time to pull all that stuff up. So we might talk about that. We might talk a little bit about the, some people mentioned in the last stream, J-Dog did a thing, and I was brought up in it a few times, and got like a few thoughts on that. That's the first time I've watched anything J-Dog related in seriously like a year and a half, maybe. So yeah, that's like the first time in for fucking ever. And I gotta say, man, I don't hate the guy or anything. It's just there's certain stuff I just kind of just don't even want in the fucking algorithm on YouTube, you know. So and yeah, that content to me is just, I gotta be honest, man. I'd probably get along with the guy, but I've never been like a huge fan, I guess you could say. I don't hate the guy at all, but I don't really care to listen to all that stuff. I hate Discogs. Dude, Discogs, I just hate that they ban stuff. I like being able to find, I used to float this idea around, they need to make a Discogs for like sketch metal or stuff that is banned from Bandcamp and Discogs. They need to make something like that. That's the only thing I really hate about Discogs, and I hate that when you can't find a good classic album you're looking for, all you can find on Discogs is like some used like piece of shit copy. I've been ripped off on Discogs a few times, so. Scum Christ, what's going on, man? He says, I actually have the chat on Rumble, but watching on YouTube on the TV. That'll work for a little bit, but we're going to play... What are we going to play? We're going to play a couple more, and then we're going to be knocking YouTube out. So, that won't be an option, sir. Maybe you can watch on Kick and comment on Rumble. But we're going to do some fucking Angel Corpse. American shit, man. Gene. Palubiki.
Die.
The man is just a fucking riff machine, dude. And the leads, the wahs, the tapping, it's all just yes, kiss, man. Yeah, Gene Paulubicki and all of his fucking various projects. God damn, man. I done a review on that a few years ago, but now, man, I'm like forgetting all of his fucking little side projects. I'm gonna look that up. Obviously, Perdition Temple, who I saw earlier this year, finally. Let's see. Hey, it's Neeboopsh. What's going on, Neeboopsh? We have a snow Mexican in the chat. What's going on, buddy? Yeah, it's been a long time, man. Yeah, man, we hung out in Vegas. That's 10 years ago. 10 years ago. God damn, how time flies. But yeah, Malefic Throne, what's the one with Blasphemic Cruelty? Okay. Blasphemic Cruelty, Malefic Throne, Exorcist, and Demonized? I'm not familiar with Demonized at all. I'm familiar with Perdition Temple, Malefic Throne, Blasphemic Cruelty. Those are like the main one. Apocalypse Command, that sounds familiar. That would be like probably like a brand new listen though, because I forgot. Oh yeah, and Impiety. Yeah, his Impiety. Fuck, that's right. Forgot he was in that too. You were asking who plays drums on this. Let's see who is doing drums on that. That's the good thing about Discogs here. John Longstreth. John Longstreth. Damn, he did drums on Exterminate too. Exterminate's my personal favorite. Tony started doing drums on The Inexorable. The Inexorable's a good album. Of Lucifer and Lightning, I've probably listened to that one the least, and it looks like they went back to John Longstreth for that one, so there you go. Drew, do you have a favorite drummer? For you, it's probably Kaz Grant. Does Kaz do drums in Hearse? He wouldn't be my go-to for favorite drummer. Does he? Oh, he does do drums in Hearse. No shit. I was talking about Hearse last night, matter of fact. Okay, so he does drums and vocals for Hearse. Yeah, Hearse is great, man. Hearse is like really quality death doom. For any of you dudes that are fans of Kaz Grant, GBK and all that. Yeah, Hearse that's real quality. If you like Cyanide and Autopsy, especially the doomier stuff, because Hearse stays pretty doomy. It doesn't really break off into blasting fucking our punk beat crazy shit like Autopsy does. Have a soft spot for Pete the Feet. John Longstreth from Origin, crazy good drummer. Yeah, dude, everything Gene is in has Gene's style, so he has to have like amazing fucking drummers to keep up with him. Yeah, Kaz is a good pick. I don't know, man. I think for me, if I was thinking like my favorite drummer, personally, my favorite type of drumming is probably like death thrash. I like the shit like honestly like Chris Reifert. I love. Like I love the blasting shit too, man. But there's something about that, like playing a good thrashy punk beat. Like to me, I always kind of go to. Like, if I was in a band from scratch, what could I just play endlessly? I could play, like, Slayer riffs, so it makes me think Dave Lombardo. And I know that's, like, everybody's go-to, but I'm not, I'm not trying to be little Mr. Popularity over here. I'm just saying, like, who is a badass, like, amazing, just solid drummer. And I also really like the meat and potatoes drummers. Like Phil Taylor from Motorhead. Like, I like that kind of shit. It doesn't have to be crazy. Obviously, if I was going to play something more intricate, you would want some of these guys that are just way better drummers. But I like those guys that just have that kind of that meat and potatoes energy to it. When you listen to like the old Motorhead shit, obviously Mickey D would be one as well. That's just like fucking awesome. See, I don't know. I think for me, for drumming, I gravitate more to shit like that. But then again, the drummer I have right now for Infuriator, I think is just like the bee's knees, man. I think he's fucking incredible. Like he can play like anything. He can do blasts and he can do like the D beat stuff and the punk beats and everything. Somebody that's like kind of versatile, but my general go-to for it is I don't even know what the fuck you call it. Like, I call it when I explain it to him, like, kind of what I want to, when I have, like, a song in mind, and I'm like, I just call it the South American beat. And that's when you listen to Volcano and Sarcophago and, you know, shit like that, where it's like, it's not really a blast beat, because the blast is kind of everything hitting at once. You know, snare and hi-hat hitting at the same time. That's the blast. I like the one where it's like super fast alternating. So like you listen to Volcano, you listen to Sarcophago, maybe even early Sepultura and shit like that. That's like my kind of go-to drumming. And like he calls it the black metal beat. And you just and it's like super fast. Vaughn would be another good example of that. I don't even know the drummer's stage name for Vaughn, but yeah, that's the shit. I'm a huge fan of GBK with Garand in it. Those pictures of him, Galal, and Der Stürmer are downright favorite band photos of all time. Nice. Yeah, all that shit's good. For me, obviously, I gravitate a bit more to the guitars. That's just me. I'm a guitar guy. But mad respect, dude. If you guys have ever been in a band, you know how crucial it is to find like a good drummer. And when you got one, you're like, holy fuck, we can't lose this guy, because that will make or break your fucking band, man. The truth is, and I'm a guitar player. Guitar players, good guitar players, even quality guitar players, are way easier to come by than good drummers. And good drummers are in such demand, man. Like everybody wants that badass drummer. So they're, you know, don't tell your drummers this, but don't let them know how special they are. The motherfuckers might try to run off. Can't have them trading up. All right, I'm gonna do some more old school death metal here. And this is quality drumming from this band. This is the last one I'm gonna do, man. If you're watching on YouTube, get your ass over to Rumble or Kick. Even if you want to listen on X, get your ass over, man, because we're gonna be dropping YouTube here in a minute because they are pussies. Here's some Cancer for you. Hung, Drawn, and Quartered. Fuck yeah, Death Shall Rise.
Slice through my torso and ripped apart.
Drawn, cold-eyed. Hell yeah, dude. I remember I didn't even realize that was Glenn Benton. I don't know how I listened to that for like that many years and didn't realize that was Glenn's voice, because it's so iconically early 90s Glenn Benton doing that backing for the chorus. I remember reading that when I bought that on CD. I remember reading that in the liner notes and being like, holy shit. Because they're an English band and they came to America to record that one, and Glenn Benton was like in the studio. I think they did that one at Morrisound. And yeah, obviously a great album. I would say, yeah, definitely the first three. I've checked out the others, but they would be like new listens as well. Everything after the first album. I still remember them being good. I thought, didn't they break up for a little bit? Cancer, fucking cancer. Yeah, so Black Faith, and I can even tell, like, dude, the reviews are awful. Not that I'm not one of those guys that goes and looks at the reviews, but yeah, it is telling you something. Like, To the Gory End has like 83%, Death Shall Rise has 87, The Sins of Mankind has 81, and then everything after that is like sub 50. Dude, some of it goes down into the 30s. Holy shit. Yeah, Black Faith, there's like a clown on the cover. This is another thing that is so classic with these bands. So many of these awesome bands in the 80s to the 90s, like once grunge hit, you'll notice they all like start changing their logos. They all start changing the font of their logo. They try to make it look a little more, you know, it fit in like with the grunge market or whatever. You know, Sarcophago did that. Holocausto did that. Sepultura did that. Sepultura hopped on like every fucking bandwagon. James Murphy guitar solo. You know, he was on one of these. Let me see. Yes, that is James Murphy doing the leads on that. Is he? I'm trying to see if he's just on that one album. Yeah. Good call. I forgot about that. Dude, James Murphy's a guy that... Yeah. Lead guitars. James Murphy. That's the only album he did with them, too. Damn. Looking through his discography there. You know, it kind of makes you wonder, like, because, you know, he did the stuff with Death as well. It kind of makes you wonder some of these guys... Yeah, what's up, Matt? How you doing, man? It kind of makes you wonder some of these guys, what would have happened if they would have stayed with Death, what Death would have ended up sounding like. The only guy to play on 2 Death albums besides Chuck is Gene Hoglan. Gene Hoglan was the drummer on 2 back-to-back Death albums. He's the only fucking guy. Other than that, Death had an entirely different lineup every album. I mean, an entirely different lineup. So, as crazy as the Megadeth lineup has been, you know, over the ages, you know, regular Death's lineup that's fucking crazy, dude. Like, every couple of years, Chuck had a completely new roster of guys. And to be fair, I think that says a lot about Chuck Schuldiner. I love Death. I love all the eras of Death. But that kind of tells you a lot about the guy, that he could not keep a single fucking member except for Gene Hoglan. Gene Hoglan should have got like a trophy or something for being on 2 albums. Yeah, he was also with Obituary too. Obituary, so it's like, gotta go back and look at the albums. Cause of Death was the one that I listened to the most. God damn, am I really gonna forget? Slowly We Rot. Holy shit, how am I gonna do? My brain's like failing me. But which ones was he on? Was he on? He was not on Slowly We Rot. Yeah, Slowly We Rot and Cause of Death were the ones I listened to the most. Yeah, of course he's Cause of Death. Dude, and he was only on, was he only on one album with him? You're kidding me. James Murphy was only on Cause of Death? He was only on Cause of Death. Holy shit. Badass Vaughn print. Oh yeah, we played some Vaughn here a little bit ago. I fucking love Vaughn. Vaughn is fantastic. All right, fellas, kicking out YouTube, man. Kicking it out so we can go have some fun on Rumble. Dime Day, what's going on, dude? The more recent Obituary albums are pretty damn strong as well. Are they really? I saw them live for the first time, ironically. I got into them like when I was first getting into death metal. But that was a band like I got into. I really liked Cause of Death, and then just kind of stopped caring. So almost all the other shit would be like a new list. Slowly We Rot and Cause of Death are like the two that I listen to the most, and almost exclusively. Anything new I wouldn't know. Oh, I saw them live. It was like, it's cool, but it's, I don't know. There's just way better death metal, in my opinion. But yeah, maybe I ought to go back and check that out if it is actually good. I think he was in Disincarnate too. Yeah, I had all of his stuff, and I saw that he was in Death. I remembered him being in Death, but what with James Murphy? Does what Living Monstrosity? James Murphy. Oh, was he was part of that Metal Against COVID thing? He did arrangements and guitars on it. Testament. Holy shit. I didn't even realize he was in Testament. Well, he was in, okay, so 90s Testament, so no wonder I don't know it. But yeah, that's just a badass guitar player. Hollow's Eve, okay. Right. Damn, I thought I remembered him being in something else. There's other stuff here that he's listed as being involved in, but yeah, a great fucking guitar player, man. All right, we're kicking YouTube, man. The links are here on the screen. Rumble, Kick, or X. If you're watching on YouTube, man, head over to one of these, preferably Rumble. Your comments will show up in the little chat box here, so that's always cool. But we're kicking it, knocking it out.